Good afternoon, everybody. It's September 12th. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. This is Dia Davidson, and we are glad to have you with us today.
It is so much fun, and I love your music because it kind of goes.
Dun.
Like
We've been kind of laughing about that part of it. Yes,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Welcome to the LEX18 family. This is so much fun.
Thank
to have
you so
with
much.
us.
I've been here about a month now.
Yes.
And it's been a wild month and a lot of fun.
And a lot's been going on, and especially today, we've got a lot on tap that way.
I know, and you had a little bit of a rough morning with your car. We're actually
Well,
glad
it was yesterday when I was picking Rainy up from school, my little girl. I was sitting, waiting for her. Everything seemed to be fine. And then after she got in the car and we pulled off, it just died. It just died.
In the middle of the road?
In the middle of a really busy Lexington road. And so I, was frantic. And then I have to give a shout out to Robert's Heavy Duty Towing. There was a guy who came by and I literally jumped out of my car and I'm like this crazy lady in the middle of the road talking about, are you AAA? Because AAA is also the bomb too. And he's like, no ma'am, I'm not. But he got out and he pulled his flatbed in front of me and he pushed my car a little bit off so I wouldn't be like blocking up traffic and getting a ticket for that. And so then a father came by, one of the kids' fathers from my daughter's class, and he pushed with another guy who was on a bicycle. And I'm like, I wish I could have gotten that guy's name. Yeah. And they pushed me over so that I would be in a good spot. And so now they just called me and said that I'm going to have to do a GoFundMe page for my repair work. Because it's an AC compressor, that's what they said. It's
the air conditioner?
Yeah, it's going to cost me about $2,000.
Oh, ouch.
So anyway.
Yeah,
they're good.
Well, but at least you were the kindness of a stranger and somebody people coming to your rescue to lend a helping hand.
And chivalry is not dead.
No.
Guys are awesome for coming out and helping me with that. So and it was hot yesterday too, and they were sweating. So
it's still hot.
It really is.
Yeah,
But what's hot is our show.
Yes, and you know what? There's a lot going on today, and here's what's on now. This is a story everybody's talking about. Triple Crown winner Justify tested positive for drugs in the weeks before winning the Kentucky Derby last year. According to the New York Times, the California Horse Racing Board knew about Justify's failed drug test, but let him race anyway. The Times reports Justify had amounts of scopolamine in his system. If the state's horse racing officials had followed the rules, that failed drug test would have disqualified the 3-year-old chestnut colt. But racing officials decided in private meetings not to make the findings public, and instead they dropped the case and let Justify race. It also reportedly took more than a month to confirm the results. Now, the Racing Board's executive director said regulators acted with caution because the drug is also found in Jimson weed, which can grow near dung and then become mixed with feed.
Ew.
And the board is expected to address the matter later today. And after becoming the 13th Triple Crown winner in the last 100 years, Justify's owners then went on to sell his breeding rights for $60 million. So a lot of money at stake. And this just in, trainer Bob Baffert, he's out at Keeneland for the September yearling sales and is responding to the report through his attorney, Craig Robertson. Here's part of the statement. He says, quote, "Your article is long on sensationalism, short on facts, and does a great disservice to Mr. Baffert, Justify, and the entire horse industry. No trainer would ever intentionally administer scopolamine to a horse. It has a depressant effect and would do anything but enhance the performance of a horse." And you can read that entire statement on LEX18.com. Yeah. This is at the heart of all of this, though, is number one, were they covering something up?
Sure.
And if it is just something like this that isn't a performance enhancer, then why not just say it? But if the rule is that this drug you can't test positive for that, then that was the rule. And if that's the problem, then they need to change the rule. But as it was at the time,
right,
that was a failed drug test.
Well, Michael Burke just did his report for us at noon, and he said that it was just small traces of it. Mm-hmm. So if it's small traces that, might have been ingested, then, maybe this is just a much to do about nothing. So,
right.
I'm telling you, this is going to be something that's going to be a cloud for next Derby.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to be talking about it, looking at the horses, testing them, trying to, dot their I's and cross their T's. So,
and California too is where they have had the numerous horse deaths at the track.
Santa Anita, yeah.
Yes, so this is something there will probably be a lot more to come out about it. And now that we're getting Bob Baffert's point of view too,
Sure.
just to see where it goes from here, or like you said, you know,
We just have to hold on and not judge anybody until we get all the facts and everything comes
Right.
in.
Right.
Hey, we got a really good update story.
Yes, this
I
was
love
a story that
this.
it started off, you know, on a sad note because it was about the University of Tennessee fan, a boy who was being bullied. They had wear your colors to school
In
day
Florida.
in Florida. But you know what? He's a Tennessee fan, and so he made his own shirt. That's the design on it. The University of Tennessee then made it into T-shirts, which it has sold. The demand was so high it crashed the website. Here is the update. The University of Tennessee has now offered a 4-year scholarship to the boy who was bullied over his homemade T-shirt. The university says it's talked to his mom, who said the family's been deeply touched by the overwhelming outpouring from people around the world. So it's one of those stories, you know, it starts off
With a bad thing,
note,
yeah.
but so much good has come out of this. And, you know, the university, they've probably made a lot of money on these shirts. So
Sure,
this is
to
a
fund
way,
it, yeah.
right, this is a way to give back to the
But
boy.
how cool is this for this little boy now? I mean, after having been bullied, he is like now the coolest kid. He is like the coolest kid now, and everybody is just probably so jealous.
Yes.
That's usually what kind of happens with
And
those kind of things.
50,000 pre-orders for the shirt with
That
his
is awesome.
design.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. All right, well, we're going to stay in Florida, and we're going to talk about this. A Florida woman celebrated completing her 6-year doctoral program and dissertation with a mock maternity photo shoot.
I love this.
Eve Humphrey was celebrating a different kind of baby. Yeah, her dissertation. The photos taken by Corey Mitchell of Jessica Photography quickly going viral. Humphrey told People.com it was a fun thing to do. She said that people have been wanting she and her husband to have kids for a long time. The maternity shoot was a way that she can show what she's been working on for 6 years and is her baby. Now, my mother has her PhD, and it's from the University of Ghana in West Africa. So we had, of course, the travel going back and forth, but it did feel like I was sharing my mama with that, you know, her research and her typing, because it was typewriter back in the day and having to do. So I feel like I do have a little sister by the name of, the University of Ghana.
Paper.
Oh my gosh, it's like this big. It's so thick, but I'm so proud of my mother for doing it. And I'm sure her children, when she does have children, will be equally as proud.
Well, and I like too to celebrate it in that way because she and your mom.
Oh, yeah.
It requires so much work to do a dissertation,
So much
and when
sacrifice.
it's done, the weight is lifted, and to be able to celebrate
sure.
in a unique way. I love
sure.
it.
That's a modern spin on those reveals that they have now for babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, now to the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Popeyes may have a shortage, but they still have plenty of chicken. So the fast food chain has come up with a solution to the chicken sandwich dilemma. Dia, just take your own bun. And then when you get there, order 3-piece tenders
BYOB.
and make your own sandwich. In fact, they even made a video of it. Check it out.
It's just 3 tenders.
But that's already on the menu.
And I have to bring my own bun.
What the f?
Seriously, when are you getting the sandwich, though? Okay.
Now, see, that defeats the whole purpose, though.
Exactly. Yes.
If you're going to a restaurant, you don't want to have to build it. You want it to be already put together.
And not only that, there's no way we're going to be able to buy a bun at the grocery store that is as good as the one as you're going to get in the restaurant. And it's and how do you eat a sandwich with 3 tenders? They're falling out. Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to have some kind of special sauce or something. I'm sure somebody. I just love it. I mean, that's a great way to turn sort of a bad situation into kind of a tongue-in-cheek one.
Yeah.
Because I called the Popeyes here on the north side, and I was like, dudes, you guys got the chicken sandwich? And the lady told me, she's like, we got the meat, we don't have the buns, and we cannot use just anybody's bun. So I guess they must have heard all of the different folks, all of the different franchises, and said, okay, get people to bring their own bun.
Get your buns and go to Popeyes.
You got buns, hun. All right, how about this last one? College students are back in class, and according to reviews.com, Lexington ranks as the best college town in Kentucky for the 2019-2020 school year. Raise the roof on that. Reviews.org took a list of college towns, narrowed it down to cities with fewer than 250,000 residents. Now, using data from the Census Bureau, among other things, they analyzed the overall population, student population, and rent costs.
You're a professor over at the University of Kentucky.
I
I'm now working
am.
with students at Transylvania University.
Yeah.
You know, two great colleges here in Lexington, and it really is a great college town.
But we didn't need a ranking like this to know that.
No.
We knew this already.
But it's glad.
But it's good.
to
So
let
it'll
the
bring
rest
more
of the
students.
let the rest of the country know how great Lexington is.
And it'll bring more students to our area. And of course, we love the students and we love the universities that we have and colleges here in our area. And
So many fun things to do, too.
It is. It really, really is. So this is awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Taco Bell is not jumping on the plant-based meat bandwagon just yet, but it's still promoting vegetarian options. The restaurant chain is rolling out a new vegetarian section on its redesigned menu at all of its 7,000 locations across the country. It'll highlight 2 new meatless items Taco Bell is introducing, as well as existing options. The chain will also mark vegetarian items placed everywhere on the menu with a green emblem showing its American Vegetarian Association certification. Taco Bell offers more than a dozen vegetarian dishes. Customers can also substitute beans for meat on any menu item. So giving customers another option there.
No.
You're saying no?
You go to Taco Bell, you want the meat.
Yes. Yes.
You want the spicy
beef in
meat.
your tacos.
That's right.
Yes.
Or chicken if you want chicken. But
Chicken,
I don't want.
Or steak.
I don't do beans, so I'm not gonna. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree.
She's not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Yep.
Okay, but how about this one? A new study finds teens who hold off on dating have better social skills, are happier and less depressed, and their parents are really happy too. Forming a romantic relationship for the first time can help in a teen's own self-esteem, but researchers at the University of Georgia, go dogs, say that's true, but also found not dating could be even more beneficial to teens. The research team found that teens who had not dated during middle or high school displayed good social skills, low levels of depression, and were generally on the same par with their classmates who were dating. And of course, their parents were so much happier.
Yes, my daughter's a freshman, so we will be
my gosh.
discussing this story, and I'll be saying, here are all the reasons why you don't need to date.
Oh my gosh. My daughter's in
It gives
fourth
me
grade.
anxiety thinking about it.
And they're already talking about like having the talk in school. You know that talk?
I know.
The birds and the bees and the
Yes.
flowers and trees.
My son's in 7th grade, Anna's in 9th. They've had that talk already at school, but yes.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
No.
I'm not ready. Do you think we got time for another one?
I think so.
Okay.
Do we?
We do. Here's another study. The more a teen spends on social media, the worse it is for their mental health and for their parents too. Researchers from Johns Hopkins University studied nearly 6,600 teens. Overall, social media use was associated with a greater risk of becoming socially withdrawn, anxiety, and depression the following year. The teens were also more likely to act out, disobey, and be aggressive. The risk was the greatest for those who spent at least 3 hours a day on social media sites. Nearly a third reported spending between a half hour and 3 hours on social media, while 12% reported up to 6 hours. When y'all doing your homework? Because you got to do your homework.
And I've said I am glad that social media was not around when I was growing up, because this is just another layer that teens have to deal with, and seeing things and the cyberbullying aspect of it. It's just, there's a lot, and you just really have to talk to your children and monitor what they're doing.
And again, maybe it goes back to also parenting. We gotta, as parents, come together and say, hey, we're not going to, in our class, we're not going to have the social media, and really enforce it in the home. So it comes back to parents.
And the teachers and the administrators
exactly.
too. Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have some baby news now. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps and his wife Nicole have a new addition to their family. They welcomed their 3rd child and announced it with this precious photo shared on Phelps' Instagram account. Nicole gave birth Monday to Maverick Nicholas Phelps. He weighed 6 pounds 5 ounces and measured 20 inches. He joins brothers Boomer, who's 3, and Beckett, who's 18 months old. A lot of boys in the house, and that's a 3 and under. That's a lot.
Oh my gosh, bless her heart.
Yes.
And those names are so cool. I love them.
I do too.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love the
Boomer.
creative names. Yeah, there you go. Well, you know what? Young or old, Bywater Farms is the perfect place to take the family for fall.
It's On Field reporter Toby Brown takes us to Georgetown to check out Autumn Fest when we come back. It's on next.